I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This Guitar 101 series, which is part of my online music academy, is a beginner through intermediate level guitar course similar to the in-person ones I teach at the university. The course progresses from complete beginner through gaining capability in playing songs in various styles and covers playing chords and melodies and reading chord symbols, tablature, and standard music notation. With the Guitar 101 course, we use 3 of the books from my method book series: Chords and Harmony books 1 and 2, Note Reading books 1 and 2, and Tablature, which are all available for purchase through Amazon and Google Play. Links can be found in the description below or at kristenbromley.com. You are of course welcome to participate in this course with or without the books, but with the books you can play right along with me on all the songs and exercises as intended. Plus, each book comes with exclusive access to additional hours of in-depth video lessons that go with each part of that book. If you find this Guitar 101 series helpful, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get to jamming in this week's lesson. Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. Here we are in lesson 9 of the Guitar 101 series. I'm thrilled that you're here playing the guitar. I hope you're having a blast learning to play the guitar. In this lesson, we're going to do a little bit of review like we always do. We'll also be learning some new chords today, which is awesome and exciting. It's always fun to learn new chords. We're going to work on some new rhythms in the tablature, so the tablature melodies are going to start to get a little bit more exciting, maybe a little bit more challenging now that we're kind of used to reading the tablature. And we'll explore some rests in there with our note reading. So lots of new things today, kind of fun to explore some new techniques. Hopefully you're starting to feel kind of comfortable as you work on playing the guitar. So we'll go ahead and get started with a little bit of our warm-up and review. We're going to be in the chords book, as we usually are with the warm-up and review. We're going to start on pages 42 and 43. So we'll do My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. Down, down, up, 1, 2, up, 3, up. It'll be just like that. So here we go. I'll give us 3, 1, 2, my. 3, 1, 2. My bonnie lies over the ocean. My bonnie lies over the sea. My bonnie lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my Okay, we'll go on and do the House of the Rising Sun. Do it a couple times. Same strumming pattern, but we're starting out in E minor. 3, 2, 1. 43, we'll do number 6. With this one, we're going to practice down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. So when we have 2 chords per bar, we'll use that down, down, up, down, down, up. When we have 1 chord per bar, we'll use the down, down, up, down, up. Sometimes we're going to be continuing on with a new measure without that chord being restated, so we kind of have to keep track of where things are in the beat. There's a repeat at the end of the second line. We want to go back and do that one again. Otherwise, we'll just go for it. So, a 1, 2, ready, and let's flip on over to page 44. We're going to do pages 44 and 45, starting with number 8, Danny Boy. So I have down, down, up, down, up. This is going to catch me at the very bottom of my range here, so kind of fun, I guess, to test that out. Easier to do at this part of the lesson than it is at the end after I've sung in these keys that are slightly out of my range or push me at the low end. So I'll just sing that pickup and we'll be right in. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. Okay, we'll go over and do number 9, pop music progression W1. In this one, we're going to practice different ways we can handle 2 chords per bar. So we're going to use down, down, up, down, up when we have 1 chord per bar, and then it's going to depend on the bar and what the strumming is shown there in the rhythmic notation right on the staff. So in that first measure, in the second line, we're going to go down, down, up with the E, and then down, up, down. When we get to the third bar of that line, we're going to go down, up with the E, and down, up with the B7. And then when we get to the third line, the second measure, we're going to go down, up with the E, and then down, up with the A. And then we're going to have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up in that third measure. And go back to down, down, up, down, up. Also take note that that third line repeats, so we'll play that line twice. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and that whole thing a little bit faster. So you got I want to, ready, and number 10, 12-bar blues in E, down, down, up, down, up. We'll play it twice. So we use that B7 both times, but on the last time, we'll go back to E7 when we end. Okay, here you go. 1, 2, ready, and Okay, we'll do number 11, Pop Music Progression X1. As a reminder with this one, we started working on this last time, but when we have 2 chords per bar, we're going to continue to use the down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. We're going to anticipate, though, where the chord comes in, because technically the second chord comes in on beat 3, but we're not playing anything on beat 3. It's being held over from when we played the and of 2. So we're going to anticipate, bring that chord in a little bit early on the and of 2. So for example, in that 4th bar on the first line, we'll go C to the D7. So we're going to catch the D7 on the up strum. So we're going to just like that. C, D7. Again, you're going to have C, D7. More time, C, D7, and then let's practice a little bit on that second line. You're going to have the E minor, A7, C, G. So you have E minor, A7, C, G. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. So we got 1, 2, ready, and we got G, We're going to go over and do some note reading now. Okay, so in the note reading, we're going to start on page 21. We're going to do numbers 11 and 12. This will be a little bit of a review. So, starting with Au clair de la lune. 1, 2, reti, and. Three, 4. Let's go and do number 12, Arlie. 1, 2, reti, and. 3, 4. Okay, we'll go over to page 22. We'll do number 13. Freight train. This one has some ties, so we gotta watch for that. 1, 2, reti, and. 2, 3, 4. 2, reti, and 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. It's a long time. Okay, he's a jolly good fellow. I'll give us 3 beat canon. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 3, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to go over to lesson 4 on page 23. We're going to do numbers 1 through 3, so we're going to do some practice with rests. So you can see right there on that page, a whole rest is worth four counts. So it's the counterpart of a whole note. And the whole rest looks like the little rectangle filled in, solid, hanging on to the line above. And so it sits just below 2 lines from the top. And you can see that if you take a look at the second measure of number 1. So the way that I used to remember it as a kid, between a half note, or a half rest, we're going to see in a moment, is that the whole rest is hanging on to the line above. So it's doing a whole lot more work because it's hanging on. That's how I used to remember it. One of my students once told me, a whole gentleman tips his hat to the ladies. It sort of looks like a tipped hat. And so that's another way to remember it. The dotted half rest looks like the half rest if you take a look at the half rest. So the half rest is that rectangle, but it's sitting on the line, and it's sitting right on top that middle line. And so it's doing half as much work because it's sitting down on the job. That's the way I used to remember it. And my student told me half a gentleman doesn't tip his hat to the ladies. And so there's that. The dotted half rest then just has a dot next to it. Dotted half rest is worth 3 counts, the same way a dotted half note is worth 3 counts. Half rest is worth 2, the same way a half note is worth 2. A quarter rest looks sort of like a squiggly, beautiful number 1 with some waves in it, and that's sort of how I remember it. But the quarter rest is worth 1 count. So what we're going to do is go over and play number 1, and we're just going to play the B note. It doesn't matter really, it's not meant to specify a pitch, but since we know what the B note is, we'll just play everything as a B note. When the rest comes along, we want to mute the strings and try and have spaces of silence. So we'll use our left hand to mute those strings, or you can use your right hand, either way. We'll go ahead and do number 1 though. 1, 2, ready, and. So we have 2, 3, 4, and then we're resting 2, 3, 4, and then we got 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, rest, 3, rest, 1, rest, 3, rest. Okay, so we'll do it again a little bit faster, and I won't say anything. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, let's do number 2. So you're going to have 1, 2, ready, and rest, 4, rest, 4, rest, rest, 2, 3, 4, rest, 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 4. Okay, we'll do it again. I won't say anything. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, and we'll do number 3. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, rest, rest, 2, rest, 4, 1, rest, 3, rest, rest, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4. Okay, we'll do it again. I won't say anything. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, let's flip the page. We'll go over to page 25 and we'll do a song that has the rests in it. We're going to do number 9, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? A few places with rests. Usually we don't run into music that has as trickier rhythms as the rests we just practiced with. We'll just see occasional places. The rests sort of act like punctuation, you could say. So we'll have a phrase or a sentence, a musical sentence, so to speak, that we'll play, and then the rest will punctuate that, and then we have the next one. And that's sort of how they work in the music, so it'll be nice to have those in there. We're going to come in number 9 on beats 3 and 4 in the pickup measure. So I'll give us 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we'll catch the G, A, and we'll be in. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2. rest 2, rest 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, rest 2, rest 2, rest 2. 2, and we're off. Okay, let's go back. We'll do the chords. We'll learn a couple new chords. Okay, so back in the chords book, we're going to work on a couple of new chords, which is always fun and exciting. We're going to start with G7. I have it written here on the board. You have it there on page 46 in the book. So with G7, our index goes at the first fret on the high string. Our middle finger goes at the second fret on the 5th string, and then our ring finger goes 3rd fret, 6th string. G7 is the reason I play my G with my pinky at the 3rd fret of this top string, because I can go G to G7. And they correlate that way. When G and C are played together, if we play it that way, then I could just keep these two fingers, middle and ring, just moving from G to C, and that actually works pretty well when we're working G7 too. All we got to do, take our two fingers that are on strings 5 and 6, frets 2 and 3, and move them to strings 4 and 5, frets 2 and 3, and then our index finger just spreads out for the G7, or collapses from G7 to C. So the whole chord spreads out to go to G7, and then shrinks back in to go to C when we go back and forth between C and G7. You might just practice that a few times. So G7, except that we spread our hand a little bit further, is actually kind of easy to get. So on page 47, we're going to start with number 2 instead of number 1, because with this one we can just practice G7. So oh my darling Clementine, we're going to be down, down, up, because we're in 3/4 time. I'll give us 3, 1, 2, and then it's in a cavern, and we're in, just like that. 3, 1, 2, in a cavern. Song again a little bit faster. 3, 1, 2, in a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, built a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. The other new chord. This one is sort of the Mount Everest of chords here in the first position. These chords that we're working on right now. The most important thing with F is to get the notes ringing on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. If the top string ends up muted, that's okay. But what this is this is the start of our bar chords, because our index finger is going to play both of the notes on the top strings. So fret 1 on strings 1 and 2 is played with the index finger. To do this, my thumb is placed behind the 2nd fret, and then I push to the side. So I'm pushing down those two strings together, making a little bar with my index finger, but I'm doing it a little bit off to the side, not straight on, but a little bit off to the side. Create sort of this kind of motion. That allows this big muscle, the one muscle sort of in the hand there, to really push with that thumb and get the pressure that we need to push both down at the same time. This can take a long time or a little while to get down. I used to try and just skip F. I didn't like playing F when I was a kid, so even now, once in a while, maybe I want to skip F. No, I'm kind of used to it, but this is a good chord to learn and start developing that strength. Is going to make it easier when we get to bar chords down the road. This is technically our first bar chord. So, we're going to stick index finger on those two. Middle goes at the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Ring goes at the 3rd fret on the 4th string. If I can only get these 3 to ring, as I mentioned, and that one's muted, that is completely fine. It's completely fine to have that working right now, or if you can get them both down, even better. So, we're going to take a look here and do the Streets of Laredo, which is number 1 on page 46. We're going to go down, down, up, down, up. We're going to have some spots where that F chord comes in. Just introducing it today. We'll start to get used to it. We'll work on it some more next time and the time after and so on. Well, it's good to get used to. As I walked. So I'll give us 3, 1, 2. So 3, 1, 2. As I walked down the streets of Laredo, as I walked down in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy dressed up in white linen, wrapped up in white linen, as cold as the clay. Ironic to do a song about a dying cowboy or a having passed cowboy as we kill off our fingers trying to play the F chord. Let's do it again. So you're going to have 1, 2. As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy wrapped up in white linen, wrapped up in white linen, as cold as the clay. Okay, we'll go over to page 47 and do number 3, Cindy. We're going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, up. We're in 4/4 time now. I'll sort of give us that 3-beat count in, and then you sing my Cindy. And you just do the best you can as you get used to these new chords. 1, 2, 3. You want to see my Cindy. She lives way down south. She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you someday. Okay, we'll do it again here. You got 1, 2, 3. You want to see my Cindy. She lives way down south. She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy. Get along let's go ahead and turn the page. We're going to go over to page 48. We'll do Oh Susanna number 4. Practice this one with a capo. So I'm going to go ahead and put the capo on at the 2nd fret. We can practice C, F, and G7 there at the 2nd fret. The higher we put the capo, the F becomes just a little bit easier, I think, because we don't have to push it down as hard. So playing that, I'll give us the 3-beat count in, and then oh, I come from Alabama. And we're gonna go down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now you gotta watch in this one. There's only one spot we have to worry about going to an F, so that's nice. But when we go to the G7, there's a few places, or at least a couple, where it comes in halfway into the measure. So with our strumming pattern, we're going to have C, G7. Keep that down, up on that second half. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We'll take that off and play it in the original key now. We got into practice a little bit with that capo. So, Alabama, here you go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I come from Alabama. My banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana. My true love for to see. It rained all night the day I left. The weather, it was dry. The sun so hot, I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. 'Cause I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. We'll go over to page 49, do number 7, Wabash Cannonball. We'll go down, down, up, down, up. Here you go. 1, 2, ready, and listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar, riding through the woodlands to the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear that lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle, the Wabash Cannonball. Okay, so there's a little bit of an introduction to the F and G7 chords. We'll keep working on those. We're going to jump over to the tablature now, though. Okay, so in the tablature, we'll start off with a little bit of review on pages 24 and 25. We'll do numbers 27, 28, and 29. Here we go. Number 27, Groove in It minor. 1, 2, ready, and... number 28, groove up 2. 1, 2, ready, and... 3, 4, off. Okay, on top of Old Smoky, number 29. Page 25. I'll give us 3, 1, 2 as the count off, and then we'll be in. So 3, 1, 2. Rest 2. 1, 2, 3, rest 2. Rest 2. Rest 2. Rest 2. 1, 2, off. Okay, let's flip the page. We'll be over on page 26. We're going to do number 30, Bicycle Built for 2. So I'll give us a 3-beat count in. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so over on page 27, number 31, this one has more involved rhythms. We're going to start playing melodies that have more involved rhythms. Most of these are just a little bit tricky, and I'm not so worried about being able to play all the way through the exercise, but we want to take a look at a couple of these. We're going to start having some of these types of rhythms show up in the song, and we're going to continue to do songs pretty intuitively. But the first line there, first 2 measures of the first line is important because we've got 8th notes coming in. 8th notes goes twice as fast as the quarter notes, so usually twice as fast as the beat. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and that sort of thing. When you pick these, you can choose, if you're using a pick, to actually put the one that is not on the beat, the one that's in between the beats. So because 8th notes divide the beat in half, you're going to have one that's halfway into the beat on the offbeat, or the upbeat is sometimes the way those are referred to. You can do an up pluck the same way with our strumming. So we've done some 8th notes in the strumming. We'll do it later in the note reading. But the same kind of thing can apply if you want to. You can go down, down, up, down, down, up, if you're ready to do that. And actually, once you get used to alternating, you may start doing it for the quarter notes and all the notes, really, if you want to. But we're going to see some 8th notes coming up. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. That's how those first 2 measures go. I'm going to play that with me. So you got 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. We'll do that one more time. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to take a look also at the last 2 measures of that line, where we have dotted quarter notes showing up. Dotted quarter notes are usually followed by an 8th note or preceded by an 8th note. And basically, you get 1.5 beats. So it's filling out the 2 beats when we have it preceded or followed by an 8th note. So it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 So you can do that with me. 1, 2, ready, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Let's just play that first line. We're going to worry about the other rhythms when we run into them in the melodies. We won't worry about those today, but we do want to start to get used to playing eighth notes here. So we got 1, 2, ready, and we have 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so. And you might just be reading that one, forgetting the tablature, just reading the notation. We know where that E note is, and we can see those rhythms better there. Okay, let's flip on over to page 28 and 29. We're going to do numbers 32 and 33 and practice a little bit with these eighth notes. So we're going to see that dotted quarter note followed by the eighth note rhythm coming in, and it's okay to just sort of intuitively do it right along with me. We'll also see places with these eighth notes. So starting with shoe fly, we're going to go 1, 2, ready, and 1. So we got to practice a little bit with the dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note. We also had some spots with just eighth notes. Let's do it again. Hopefully you'll be a little bit more used to it now that you've heard it. And it's okay just to listen to me play it and then to play it yourself. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and shoot. That's how that one goes. We'll work on this old man. So you got 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, we'll go back to the chords and do a couple new chords. Okay, so back in the chords, we'll start working on 2 new chords. You might think, wow, today we're doing a lot of new chords, but it's okay. Over the next few lessons, we'll get to keep practicing on all of these chords, start to get comfortable with them. So we're going to work on 2 new minor chords. The only minor chord we've done so far is E minor. Now we're going to be working on A minor and D minor. So we're in the chords book on pages 52 and 53. Start off by learning A minor here. So A minor is actually pretty easy because it's the same fingering shape as E major, but when we move it to the higher strings, it becomes A minor. So top string's open, our index finger goes at the first fret of the second string, our middle finger goes at the second fret of the fourth string, and our ring finger goes at the second fret of the third string. We play the fifth string open and we don't play the sixth string, and we get A minor. It's a great sounding chord, I think. The minor chords have a beauty. It just rings really nice on the guitar. So we're going to go to page 53. We're going to do number 4 using this new chord. So you're going to have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So, I'm walking down the track. I got tears in my eyes, trying to read a letter from my home. If that train runs right, I'll be home tomorrow night, 'cause I'm 900 miles from my home. And I hate to hear that lonesome whistle blow. If that train runs right, I'll be home tomorrow night, 'cause I'm 900 miles from my home. And I hate to hear that lonesome whistle blow. So that's kind of a fun new chord to be playing with. The other one we're going to look at is D minor. So index finger on the first fret of the first string, middle finger at the second fret of the third string, ring finger at the third fret of the second string. Top 4 strings, we play open. We don't play the bottom 2 strings. Now with this one, if you took your A minor shape and went 1 string higher, then all you got to do is move your ring finger over. So that's all that's happening there. It's the same kind of shape, but the ring finger is moved over. We'll go over to page 55 and do number 8. Let us warm up a little bit and practice with D minor. We'll do lots more with A minor and D minor next time. So I'll just give us that pickup. I'm just up. And you're going to be a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up. Here you go. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Okay. So that wraps us up for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll continue to work a lot more with A minor and D minor, and also that F and G7, so all 4 of those new chords. We'll keep working on all our strumming, learning new songs. In the tablature, we'll keep working on songs now with more involved rhythm. And in the notes, we'll keep working on those top 3 strings. So lots of things that we're working on. This is exciting. The more skills we get under our belt, the more you're able to play the types of music you want to play. I hope that you're also looking up songs you're interested in learning. As we learn more chords and strumming patterns, you ought to be able to play more and more of those songs as well. So keep having fun. Take care. We'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.